Hi, I'm Tabor Aiken, Public Information Officer for the Lakeville Fire Department. Welcome to another edition of On Call. The goal of this program is to educate and inform the citizens of Lakeville about how Lakeville's all-volunteer fire department trains and responds to emergencies. Let's take a look at what's coming up on this edition of On Call. We'll meet with Assistant Fire Chief Mike Meyer and learn about one of the newest pieces of equipment that the Lakeville Fire Department has access to. In the Chief's Corner, Fire Chief Scott Nelson will take us to officers training and a disaster drill. On Ask Tabor, we'll go over air exchange units that have been recalled and give you some information that may help many of you that have these units in your homes. On Did You Know, we'll give you an update on the upcoming waffle breakfast. Scratch learns all he needs to know about recreational fires, and we'll wrap things up with consumer safety checklist. I'm here at a house that the Lakeville Fire Department uses for training, and I'm joined by Assistant Fire Chief Mike Meyer. Mike, welcome to On Call.
Thank you, Tabor.
Thank you. And we've got a new piece of equipment. You've got it here in your hand, and this house will come in handy in a couple of minutes, but let's start by talking about what you've got, and then we'll talk about what it does.
Okay. What we recently purchased this year is 4 thermal imaging cameras that go on the 4 engines at each station in Lakeville. Primary use that we're using them for is for any building fire that happens in Lakeville. Helps the firefighters once they get in the building to search for any people that are there and even to find the fire that they're searching for, if it's a big building.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about, you said it's a thermal imaging camera, so sort of implies what it does, but let's be explicit about it. What's this thing designed to do?
Look strictly for heat signatures, but it'll give you a picture of a room that you can see the outline of a room, but if there's a heat source in there, you'll be able to see it like a body.
Okay.
It also does have crosshairs on there so that we can see the temperature that you're looking at. So a human body is about 97 degrees, so you'll be able to tell the difference in a room with that.
So say between a human and a fire.
Yep.
We're going to see some different colors.
You're going to see different colors on the camera.
Okay.
Fires will generally be a lot hotter than a human, obviously, but they're going to be yellow or red is what a fire will show up as.
Okay. Terrific. So let's walk through a little scenario. We've got the house behind us here, and let's just do a hypothetical and then include this. So the hypothetical would be we've got a confirmed structure fire, couple of stations are on the road, you arrive, homeowner tells you that there's victims inside, they're upstairs on the 2nd level.
Okay.
Give us a quick play-by-play on what might happen.
Get here, we'll do our size up. The first engine crew that we get on scene, we're going to have them go in. Their primary job is going to be to go get the people in the house and get them out. Entering with the camera is going to help them find their way up to the stairs, find the stairs in the house, get them up there, search the bedrooms real quick, find which room they might be in, and then get them out of the house.
Okay.
It's going to let them see basically in the dark whether there's smoke or fire or there's no lights in the house. It's going to see just like daytime as far as the camera goes. It's going to show all that.
And one of the things that I frequently think about with the thermal imaging camera is that there's lots of flashlights. There's flashlights on the fire truck. A lot of firefighters have them on their gear somewhere, helmet or on their jacket. Does the flashlight do the same thing that the thermal imaging camera does? Nope.
The camera looks through the smoke. As far as it doesn't even look at the smoke. It's based on IR image or infrared images.
Okay.
So
whereas that flashlight might reflect back off the smoke and it might as well just turn it off.
Correct.
This is going to give me
it's going to give you a picture just like taking a camera in there and looking through a camera.
Terrific.
It's just going to be black and white.
Okay. Fantastic. How about some other uses? That we talked about structure fire, going to look for victims. Probably the most, the reason this tool was designed and reason it's on the engines, but I know they've gotten used for other purposes as well.
Yep, we've assisted the police in searching for people that have gone into the woods and they can't find, as far as elderly with Alzheimer's.
Okay.
We can search, it'll pick up any heat signature that's out there, so they can look through the woods. We have used the cameras in the past for a person that was ejected from a car.
Okay.
That was in the weeds so that the police couldn't find him at first. When we got on scene, we took the camera, got it up to a high point, and we're able to locate the victim with no problems and direct the crews into him.
Okay.
So
great.
Other uses that we can use it for is if there's a hazmat spill in the water, it'll show the difference in the chemicals on the water for the temperatures for that. So it has a wide variety of uses that we can use it for besides the main intent of using it at a structure fire.
Okay. Terrific. Well, I think what we're going to do is head inside and do a little mock-up scenario and just try to give folks an idea of how this might actually look or what firefighters might see when they're looking through the viewfinder part of the camera.
That'd be great.
Terrific. Okay, well, Mike, we're inside the house, and we've picked a room that's pretty darn dark to get an idea of what this might look like. So I'm going to walk over to the other side of the room. You're going to hold up the thermal imaging camera so that the other camera can see through it. we'll turn off that light and give folks an idea as to what this might actually look like for a firefighter coming into a dark or a smoke-filled house, what they might see through that thermal imaging camera.
All right, let's see what it does.
All right.
All right, as the crews enter a room, they're going to search for it. They're going to take the camera and pan back and forth. And as we go through the room, we'll come across Tabor. There he is. And you see I got some crosshairs. There's a green crosshair right on his chest, and it's showing that his body temp is about 80 degrees. If you notice how white his arms are and his face is very white, that's the hottest point that we can see on him. If I move the crosshairs up, you see his temperature jumps up to about 90 degrees. Notice that his nose is black. That's cold air going out of his nose. So anything that's black in the camera is a cold signature. Anything that's white is a hot signature. And we can scan back further across the room as we leave them. Camera will adjust to losing that heat signature. And you can see the floor of the room that we're looking at as we come around. And we can go back to Tabor and it'll readjust back to his temperature again and pick him up right away.
Excellent. Well, hopefully, Mike, that gives folks an idea as to how the camera might work. And then we'll head back outside and talk a little more about this new tool.
All right.
Well, Mike, thanks for doing that with me. Hopefully that gave folks a better idea of what kind of an advantage the thermal imaging camera gives firefighters in a dark or smoke-filled environment. Obviously, this isn't something we've always had. This is a relatively new piece of technology. This is an upgrade for us, replacing ones that couldn't be repaired or maintained anymore. But let's talk about how that search would be done if, let's say, prior to having thermal imaging cameras, or when we arrive on a fire and the truck simply doesn't have a camera on it, or they're out of service, or for whatever reason we don't have access to this tool. Okay. How does the search get done?
They'd go in, same hands on their knees, but they're going to determine if they're going to go left or right as far as their search pattern, and they're going to announce that to each other so they know, and they're going to be crawling, maintaining contact with the wall with either their hands or their feet, and sweeping out with their hands to feel out into the room.
Okay.
If the room is big enough or bigger than they can reach as far as to cover it all, they'll make a daisy chain. The firefighters will branch out, one maintaining contact with the wall, the other ones will hold on to the ankles of the next firefighter and keep moving out further into the center of the room until they can cover the whole thing.
Okay.
Takes time, takes a lot of time to do a search like that. That's why the camera has been a necessity, and it really advances our time as far as inside that building and rescuing people in them. Hopefully we never have to use it for this, but it's a nice tool for us to have and to make things a lot simpler for the firefighters to find anybody that may be trapped inside a building.
Excellent. Well, I hope this has been really informative to folks that watching the program, get some more information about it. I'd encourage folks when they're at a station or when one of the trucks is in the neighborhood for an open house or community event to ask firefighters about the camera. And we're happy to show folks how it's used. So Mike, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Tabor.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Each year, over 90,000 pedestrians nationwide are involved in accidents with vehicles resulting in serious injury or death. Both motorists and pedestrians need to pay attention or pay dearly. In Minnesota, pedestrians must cross a street at a marked crosswalk or intersection. Pedestrians also must give oncoming traffic plenty of time to yield and cannot suddenly leave the curb and expect an oncoming vehicle to stop on time. Pedestrians are also subject to all traffic signals and signs. Motorists, pay attention or pay dearly. When traffic signals are not present or operating, drivers must stop and yield the right-of-way to pedestrians. Drivers must remain completely stopped until the pedestrian is safely passed. When approaching a crosswalk, motorists cannot pass another vehicle stopped to yield the right-of-way to a pedestrian. When motorists and pedestrians fail to pay attention, the outcome can be devastating. Last year in Minnesota, 38 pedestrians died from collisions with a vehicle. Pedestrians and motorists need to pay attention or pay dearly.
And now it's time for you, the viewer, to ask a question, where you have the chance to win a t-shirt in another exciting edition of Ask Tabor.
This segment's question is from TJ in Lakeville, and TJ wrote asking about air exchange units and a possible recall on those. Well, TJ, good news and bad news. The good news is you're right, and the bad news is there is a recall. An air exchange unit is simply a device that brings in and sends out air and exchanges it as part of your heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system within your home. and the problem is that the exchange motor overheats and can cause a fire. This is made by a company called Venmar. The recall impacts about 75,000 of them. The challenge is going to be that Venmar makes them, but they're sold under different labels. So if you've got one in your house, you might be under a different label, but still made by Venmar. The easiest place to get more information on this is from the Consumer Product Safety Commission's website. They've got a lot of detailed information about this. And the fix is relatively simple. It simply involves a different plug that Venmar will send you. Hopefully this helps. Thanks for your question. We've got a t-shirt headed your way, and encourage other viewers to send us their questions so we can send you a Lakeville Fire Department t-shirt.
Hi, welcome to another edition of Chief's Corner. I'm here today with Sergeant John Corman from our police department, and what we would like to do with the spring weather and the storms and everything coming on is talk about emergency preparedness, and especially, preparing to handle storms and what we do as emergency responders to make sure that we can handle any kind of event that may occur in Lakeville. So I'll turn it over to John, and he can explain a little bit about his role, the Emergency Operations Center, and what we're doing here tonight.
What we're doing tonight is we're working with Fire, Public Works, and the entire city staff on learning what to do in case of a disaster. I think we're very good at responding to car accidents, our typical day-to-day things. When things that occur that exceed our ability to meet day-to-day needs, we need to practice that. So tonight we brought city staff together, fire, police, and public works supervisors, and we are simulating the activities we would undertake in the event of a severe storm that damaged a significant part of the city of Lakeville.
I saw more people besides that. I even saw our city administrator there, and I saw some role playing with our camera crews too. You want to explain a little bit about that?
We tried to cover the full gamut of everything we would do. We had the city administrator here. He is a part of the Emergency Operations Center staff to help guide staff in making decisions during disasters as far as what we're going to do. We also need residents informed, and part of that is having the communications director from the city of Lakeville here to put out a message, the accurate message quickly as far as what residents need and the status of the disaster, and what residents can do during the disaster to help take care of themselves and to help their fellow residents.
And I know that it's a lot of work on your part as emergency manager to put this all together, and we certainly appreciate it. It's like I said, an awful lot of work, and we try to get the job done. I know for our part in the fire department, we have actually got 13 of our officers involved in different parts of the scenario so that they can get used to handling an emergency or a surge activity, as you call it.
And we absolutely love to see the participation from all the staff, and it's great to see the fire, police, and public works here all working together and learning. So when we're ready, we hope we don't have to use it, but in the event we do.
Well, I know the scenario is going on right now, so we're going to cut this edition of Chief's Corner a little bit short, and we both have work to do. But just wanted the public to know that we're out there training and trying to prepare for anything that might come our way as far as emergencies. So for another edition of Chief's Corner, this is Scott Nelson. Thanks for watching.
It's true, raccoons love to recycle. But did you know that every bottle and can you recycle can make a difference? Lakeville wants to help keep our city clean and recently has put these recycling containers in high-use parks like Antlers and Aronson. Make sure to put recyclables in the proper container. Both containers are labeled, but the recycling bin has a hole in it. Hey, recycling one aluminum can save enough energy to run a TV for 3 hours. Whoa. Humans, do your part to recycle in Lakeville parks and in your home.
Did you know that the Lakeville Fire Department's Waffle Breakfast is coming up on July 10th? The breakfast is from 7 to 11 a.m. It's at Lakeville Fire Station number 1, and this is our primary fundraiser. All of the money raised goes to support the Lakeville Fire Department Relief Association, which in turn directly supports firefighters and their families. The breakfast is a great opportunity to come visit with firefighters, ask questions, and of course, it's all-you-can-eat waffles and sausage with some coffee and juice as well. An easy way to remember the waffle breakfast date is it's the same day as the Pan of Prague Parade, just different times. The breakfast is in the morning and the parade's in the evening. Hope to see you there.
Greetings everyone, it is I, Scratch the Fire Dog, because I like to scratch out the fires. Oh, that's a good one. Hey, I was in my backyard here, and I was thinking, I should have some of my friends over, some of my firefighters and other puppet friends over, and have an outdoor recreational fire, but I've never had a fire out in my backyard, so you know what? I thought I should give my buddy Jay O'Connell a call and see if he could help me. So, you know what? I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to reach down here and grab my phone. And, yeah, believe it or not, those puppets do have cell phones. So here we go. Ding, 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 Jay O'Connell. There we go. It's ringing. Hey, Jay O'Connell, pick up that phone. I hope you're not cleaning that bell again. Why doesn't he pick up the phone? Come on, pick up the phone!
Lakeville Fire, this is Jay.
Hey, Jay, how you doing? Hey, it's me, Scratch the Fire Dog. What you up to, Jay?
Well, I'm working.
You're not cleaning that dumb bell again, are you?
No, I wasn't cleaning the bell.
Hey, Jay, I'm wondering if you could come over to my house and show me how to correctly set up a recreational fire outdoors.
Sure.
Yeah, you know where I live, don't you?
Sure. All right, I'm on my way.
Okay, we'll see you in a bit. Oh, that Jay is a good guy, but I tell you, he's always cleaning that dang bell. And here comes my good buddy Jay O'Connell. He's always on time. Hey, Jay, come on. Let's head in the backyard. Hey, Jay, you beat me to the backyard. What are you doing with the tape measure here in the backyard? Are you measuring to add down that deck to the back of my house?
No, it's for your fire pit. We need to make sure that you're 25 feet from the house.
Oh, well, how are we doing?
You're close.
Oh, yeah?
24.9.
Oh.
You got to move it back a little bit.
Oh, well, we will do that. And is that the exact measurements that fires need to be away from homes or outdoor structures?
Yep, 25 feet from any structure.
Don't cut yourself.
Now we got to measure the burning pit itself.
You do?
Yeah, it should be 3 feet.
Yeah?
By 3 feet and 3 feet high. That's about all you can have, or you can have it down in a pit. This is a stand-up model, so this is fine. I like that it's got the grating on it.
Yeah?
When you're burning, you want to be burning clean stuff, like wood or charcoal, no leaves. The
Really?
leaves will float away and burn somewhere else.
How about if I want to burn my garbage?
No burning garbage.
Oh, rats.
And plus, you need an adult with you.
Well, we got lots of adults around here.
You want to make sure that they're supervising you, and how are you going to put this fire out if it gets bigger than what it is?
Throw ice cream on it?
Well, that's a start, but
Yeah.
you want probably a bucket of water or a garden hose.
Hey, we got the garden hose right around the corner, Jay. How about if I have that?
All right, just make sure you have it ready when we're starting the fire up. In case a problem happens, you got your water.
Oh, very good. Now, you said 25 feet from an outdoor structure, wood, no
Yep.
garbage, no plastics.
Nope, charcoal will work. 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet.
Yeah?
The wind should be less than 15 miles an hour.
Really? What'll do if it's windier than that?
Well, the wind, your sparks could fly into the lawn, catch the lawn on fire.
Ooh, that would be very bad. And how late can you have a fire? Can I stay up till like 2, 3 in the morning burning a fire and singing Kumbaya songs?
You can stay up singing, but you can't have the fire burning past midnight.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So at the midnight, we got to get our water and put it out, eh?
Yep. Make sure you use large amounts of water so that the fire is out before you go to bed.
Oh, this is great. So to have a safe family fire here, we got to follow those rules. Is there like a website where we can find these rules,
if you
Jay?
go out to the City of Lakeville's website, they are posted out there.
Yeah, and that's www.lakevillemn.gov. Okay, Jay, now do you think it'd be okay if I move my fire pit a little farther out into the grass? Is that okay to have a fire in the grass?
Well, if you move it out there, you're going to want to protect the outside with a ring of rocks. Still keeping the 3 foot by 3 foot range in mind. People do dig out a hole in the ground, maybe put a fire ring in, but I like this enclosure better.
Do you like to sing a song about the lovely ring of fire?
No.
Do you like Johnny Cash?
No.
Okay. Do you like cleaning that bell in every episode we do?
What bell are you talking about?
Oh, Jay, I know all about you and that bell. Look at those calluses on those hands. I bet you're cleaning that thing day and night, aren't you? Just a joke between Jay and I. Hey, Jay, thank you so much for helping me out. I think I will now have a very safe recreational fire with my family.
All right, Greg.
Dimplex North America of Ontario, Canada announces the recall of about 700,000 remote control kits for electric fireplaces and stoves. The plug-in wall unit can overheat, posing a fire and burn hazard to consumers. These electric fireplaces and stoves were sold at mass merchandise, home improvement, specialty fireplace, and furniture retailers from January 1998 through December 2008 for between $200 and $1,500 for the fireplaces and stoves. Consumers should immediately stop using the remote control kits, unplug the power cord from the remote control kit's wall unit, remove the wall unit from the electrical outlet, and contact Dimplex for a free replacement kit. You can contact Dimplex North America toll-free at 866-673-9880 anytime, or visit the firm's website at www.recalldimplex.com. Howard Berger Company Incorporated of Cranberry, New Jersey announces a recall of about 12,000 indoor and outdoor extension cords and power strips. The extension cords and power strips have inadequate coating material around the cords and copper conductors that are smaller than required, posing a fire hazard to consumers. These extension cords and power strips were sold nationwide at hardware and discount stores from August 2009 through October 2009 for between $1 and $20. Consumers should immediately stop using the extension cords and power strips and return them to the place of purchase for a full refund. You can contact Howard Berger at 1-800-221-6895 or visit the firm's website at www.hberger.com. Sagittarius Sporting Goods of China announces a recall of about 10,000 Master Forge 5-burner gas grills. The flexible rubber hose on the LP gas tank can come into contact with the burner box, causing the hose to melt and rupture when the grill is lit. This poses a fire and burn hazard to consumers. These gas grills were sold at Lowe's stores nationwide from September 2009 through November 2009 for about $500. Consumers should immediately stop using the recalled grills and contact Sagittarius to obtain a free repair kit. Consumers can contact Sagittarius at 1-800-444-6742. Telebrands Corporation of Fairfield, New Jersey announces a recall of about 98,000 Thermoscarf scarves. The heat packs can overheat when heated in a microwave oven, posing a fire and burn hazard to consumers. These scarves were sold at Bed Bath Beyond stores, as seen on TV retail kiosks in shopping malls, through direct response television, and over the internet at www.thermoscarf.com and www.asseenontvguys.com from October 2009 through January 2010 for between $20 and $25. consumers should immediately stop using the recalled thermoscarf and return it to the place of purchase for a full refund. Consumers can contact Telebrands at 1-800-777-4034 or visit the firm's website at www.telebrands.com.
Thanks for joining us for this edition of On Call. If you have questions, comments, an idea for a show, please feel free to give us a call at 952-985-4700 or use the email address on your screen and send me an email. Thanks for joining us. All fire units are clear.
How could this happen?
Minnesota suffers 3 deaths and $2.5 million in property loss each year at the hands of children.
I don't know.
All children have a fascination with fire. How will it affect your home? Paid for by the Minnesota Fair Plan.